Hello students, welcome to Legacy IAS Academy. Today we are going to discuss about the new naval ships. Two new naval ships have been inaugurated or launched by the Defense Minister Sri Rajnath Singh. These naval ships are called by the name of Surat and Udaygiri respectively. So we are going to discuss about the significances and role of these naval ships in naval warfare, and also briefly we are going to discuss about the important projects or naval development projects of the Indian Navy and what is the objective and what are the future vision which is driving the Indian Navy for increasing and upgrading its existing capabilities. So the context in which we are discussing today's issues is because yesterday Defense Minister Rajnath Singh have launched two different types of surface ships which will be inducted into the Navy later. These ships are, as we discussed, called by the name of cities Surat and Udaygiri. Both are frontline vessels, and before being inducted into the Indian Navy, they will have to undergo a very rigorous sea trial. Once this sea trial have been completed, the commissioning of the ships will be done, and after the commissioning, the ships will be able to add prefix IAS, which stands for Indian Naval Ships. Also, the Defense Minister has said that these warships will be among the most technologically advanced missile carriers in the world and will cater to the present as well as the future requirement of Indian Navy and Indian Naval Forces. So let us try to understand briefly about both of these ships. So first of all, we talk about the naval ship Surat. It is a type of Visakhapatnam class guided missile destroyer. What is a guided missile destroyer? We'll discuss in a while. If we look at the length and the width of the ships, so 163 meter long and 17.4 meter wide. The ship is operated or run on the gas turbine engine, and total 4 gas turbine engines have been fitted into this ship. As far as the attack capabilities of the ships are concerned, so for attacking the enemy lines, the ships has been fitted with supersonic surface-to-surface missile system. Supersonic stands for any such kind of missile that is able to travel at a speed higher than the speed of sound. That means the speed of sound is generally 330 meters per second. So any missile that is able to travel at higher speed than that is categorized as supersonic. Not only that, apart from surface-to-surface missile system, this ship also have been actually fitted with a vertical launch and long-range surface-to-air missile system. Now, long-range surface-to-air missile systems become very, very important because if the ships are fitted with this kind of missile, they will be able to target any enemy ships that is in the range of 70 to 100 kilometers or any enemy target that is actually in the range of 70 to 100 kilometers from the ship. Apart from that, the ship also have been fitted with anti-submarine warfare capabilities by indigenously developed twin-tube torpedo and rocket launchers. So it makes one of the deadliest attacker and destroyer of the Indian Navy. Similarly, if you look at Udaygiri is not a destroyer, but it belongs to a Nilgiri class frigate. The dimension of the ship is slightly smaller than the Surat. It is 149 meters long and 17.8 meters wide. The engines are also relatively lesser. In the Visakhapatnam class Surat, we have 4 gas turbine, while the Nilgiri class frigate Udaygiri has only 2 gas turbine. Apart from that, similar to the Surat, Udaygiri is also been fitted with vertical launch and long-range surface-to-air missile system. Apart from that, it also has been given or provided with 230 mm rapid fire guns. Again, to remind you, the rapid fire guns are also installed on the Surat ship. And instead of 2 here, we have 4 30 mm rapid fire guns. 30 mm actually tells you the dimension of the shell that is fired by the gun. Apart from that, it also has been fitted with supersonic surface-to-surface missile system. So let us try to understand about the important naval projects of the Indian Navy. So first of all, look at the Surat, that is Visakhapatnam class destroyer. So it has been designed by Directorate of Naval Design, and it has been developed under a project that is known by the name of Project 15B of Indian Navy, that was first of all launched in year 2009. Project 15B, where B stands for this Bravo. Now Project 15B is actually, we can say, is updated version of another project that is called as Project 15, and Project 15 actually used to construct a lot of Delhi class destroyer, and then Project 15 was followed by Project 15A, where we have construction of large number or development of large number of Kolkata class destroyer, and then we have Project 15B, where we have Visakhapatnam class destroyer. So the classes are actually defined by the name of the first ship that has been developed in that particular category. So Vishakhapatnam actually was the first ship that has been developed here, and it is actually actively playing role in the defense of India as well as the Indian Navy. The second ship is Mormugao, which is undergoing sea trials. The third ship is Imphal, that is being fitted out, and the fourth ship is the Surat that has been launched yesterday, that is undergoing different kind of fitting processes in the Indian Navy. So 4 ships have been developed, and Surat is the 4th ship under Project 15B. Similarly, the other project under which the ship Himgiri, we can say Udaygiri, has been developed is under Project 17A, where we have development of Nilgiri class frigates. Nilgiri again was the first frigate that has already been launched and is actively participating in the Indian Naval Warfare. Second ship is Udaygiri, and followed by Udaygiri will have third class of ship that were developed here is called as Himgiri. The first 2 ships, Nilgiri and Udaygiri, has been developed by Mazgaon Dock Shipbuilders Limited as Mazgaon, while the third ship Himgiri will be developed or is under construction by Garden Reach Shipbuilders and Engineers GRSE. So we have discussed that Udaygiri and Surat belong to 2 different classes, destroyers and frigates. So let us try to understand briefly what is the difference between destroyers and frigates. So destroyers are basically the ship which are able to launch guided missiles toward any enemy target. The main objective of destroyer is they are basically intended to escort larger vessels in any naval fleet, naval convoy, or a small to large battle groups. And the first destroyer was actually developed in the late 19th century as a defense against torpedo boat, and it was used then to a large extent in the Russo-Japanese War of 1985, the First World War between 1914 to 1918, and also the Second World War between 1941 to 1945. On the other hand, frigates are smaller than the destroyers. Frigates basically are intermediate size vessels that somewhere are between corvettes, which are much more smaller, and destroyer, which are much more larger. So 3 main kind of battleships are there: corvettes, frigates, and destroyer, in terms of increase in their size, dimension, and capabilities. The main objective with which frigates are designed is basically to protect other ships. Basically, it can be naval ships or it can be, we can say, merchant convoys as well. And the other advantage of frigate over destroyers, as they are cheaper to construct, cheaper to develop, but have much more limited capabilities as compared to the destroyer. So apart from these Project 17A and Project 15, what are the other naval projects that Indian Navy is currently focusing upon? So the first warship, as far as the Indian Navy is concerned, was developed in 1960. We are talking about indigenous development. The first indigenous development happened in 1960s, and since then Indian Navy has already developed more than 130 warships and submarine together. Recent a report has been given by Parliamentary Standing Committee, and it has says that as of now 39 ships and submarines are being built indigenously for the Indian Navy, on which 37 are being constructed within India, while 2 are being constructed outside India. Apart from this, Indian Navy has also announced that it has received acceptance of a necessity from the government for further development of 43 ships and 111 naval utility helicopters. And apart from this, the main, we can say, or the largest ship that Indian Navy is currently developing is INS Vikrant, which is actually an aircraft carrier. This is being developed right now in the Kochi by the Cochin Shipyard Limited, and in few years, it is coming few years, it is believed to become operational. As of now, Indian Navy has only one aircraft carrier, that is INS Vikramaditya, which was inducted in the Indian Navy in year 2013. And actually, this INS Vikramaditya is a rechristened version of Admiral Gorshkov, which was we can say aircraft carrier of Soviet Union. So right now INS Vikramaditya is operational, but is not indigenous. It is actually on lease from the Russia, while INS Vikrant is going to become the first indigenous aircraft carrier of India. Apart from that, Indian Navy also have actually demanded from the Indian government to build one more aircraft carrier, indigenous aircraft carrier. So while discussing these projects, let us try to understand about current India's naval capabilities. So India's naval capabilities we can define or we can classify into 3 categories. First is Indian Navy has a fleet of surface ships. Second, Indian Navy has air forces. Indian Navy itself has its air fleet. And third is the subsurface ships. So if you look at the surface ship, this is actually the largest part of Indian naval fleet, and it belongs to 3 basic categories of battleships: the corvettes, frigates and destroyer in terms of increase in sizes. Apart from these three, corvette, frigate and destroyer, these ships are also actually provided help with fast attack craft, survey ships and training vessels. And apart from that, as discussed, we also have one aircraft carrier that is currently functional and operational. So overall, around 100 vessels or 100 different kind of surface ships are there. 100 numbers of surface ships are there that is currently operational and functional by India's Navy. Now, if you look at the air capabilities of India's Navy, so it has more than 10 naval air squadrons, which is made up of flying aircrafts as well as helicopter. The major classification, major types of helicopter that is being currently used by Indian navies belong to MiG-29K that has been taken from Russia, Dornier aircraft that is indigenously developed, P8I that is Poseidon 8I that has been taken from United States of America. Then we have Chetak and Dhruv class of helicopters, Seeking 42B helicopters and Kamov class of helicopters that again has been developed jointly by, actually has been imported from Russian Navy. Now coming to the subsurface capabilities of India's Navy, it has 16 conventional diesel electrical submarines which are classified as SSK kind of submarine. And apart from that, India also have 2 nuclear ballistic submarines that is classified under SSBN. While one thing we have to keep in mind here, these 16 conventional diesel electric submarines are currently under the operational control of Indian Navy, while the 2 nuclear ballistic submarines are under the control of Strategic Forces Command. Strategic Forces Command, to remind you, are the command that actually is responsible for the nuclear attacks and management of nuclear arsenal of India. So since these 2 submarines are nuclear capable, that is why they are under operational control of SFC. So what about the future capabilities? While talking about the present capabilities of Indian Navy, we also have to focus upon the future capabilities of Indian Navy. So as per the report given by Indian Navy, they are currently focusing on 3 different classes of naval warfare. First of all, they are focusing on unmanned aerial vehicle, which can be used for surveillance activities, intelligence gathering, as well as even possibly air dominance, because UAV is becoming a very important part of the naval warfare as well as land warfare. And this we can see from the current or currently going Russia-Ukraine war, where Ukraine has very diligently used Bayraktar drone imported from Turkey to destroy large number of battle tanks as well as other we can say surface this military capabilities of Russian army. Apart from that, the second focus area is on development and import of unmanned underwater vehicles, while the third focus area is underwater domain awareness. So apart from these 3 areas, Indian Navy is also focusing on development of indigenous development of modernized version or next class version of existing battleships. Now obviously the question comes that why modernization of Indian Navy becomes very, very important. So first, from internal security point of view itself, India has very long coastline of almost 7,500 kilometers right from the west to east. So for protection of its coastline as well as internal security, the Indian Navy and India's Coast Guard has to play a very important role. Apart from that, the 2 most important driving forces that have put India's Navy onto the path of modernization is the international trade or economic perspective, where India's large amount of oil and gas is flowing from the Indian Ocean region, and around 70% of India's trading in the value terms happens via the maritime route. So that is why protection of Indian Ocean, especially the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal regions, become very, very vital from the economic point of India. The second reason is the advancement and modernization that has been done by People's Liberation Army Navy, that is PLA, that is Chinese Navy. And as per the report given by the Department of Defense Pentagon of United States of America, currently China is numerically the largest navy in the world with more than 355 ships and submarine. Now compare this with India's 100 ships and submarine. So almost 3 times more number of battleships China holds. So in this context, we have to understand that Chinese are not only increasing the number of their battleships, but they are also increasing their capabilities in the naval warfare by focusing on anti-submarine warfare capabilities and competencies. Recently, it is believed that US has said that Chinese naval ships can act in the coming few years will be able to strike in a very long range and will be able to precisely strike against land using land attack cruise missiles, both from its surface ship as well as the subsurface ships. And at the same time, since China's economy is also growing, it is now being seen that China is trying to increase its assertiveness not only in the Pacific Ocean but also in the Indian Ocean. So in the growing assertiveness in the Indian Ocean of China, it becomes very important that India also have to increase its naval warfare capabilities and naval capabilities. So what is the vision of Indian Navy for future development? So as per the statement given by the current naval chief, he has said that due to the mission-based deployment philosophy that Indian Navy has been following, it has enhanced Indian Navy's presence across the region, enabling rapid responses to emerging security challenges right from the west to east of the Indian Ocean. Not only that, Indian Navy will also have to play a very important role in the coming years because it is believed to be a preferred security partner in the Indian Ocean region for the big countries, or we can say this Western countries like UK, US and Australia. And that is why we are having a lot of joint exercises with all these countries to increase the interoperability or increase the increase the participation and partnership between the naval capabilities of these countries. And in this context, India has clearly said that Indian Navy has developed capabilities where it can contain China's increasing global footprint right from Malacca Straits in the east to Sudan in the west. So let us talk about some of the joint exercises that India's Navy is holding with the major countries or major partners. So first exercise is called as Konkan exercise, which India's Navy continuously holds with the United Kingdom, Royal Navy of UK. Second important exercise it holds with Singapore, that is called as Simbex. Third important exercise it holds with Japanese Navy, that is called as JIMEX. And the most important exercise is exercise Malabar, which is a joint exercise of 4 navies: India, USA, Australia and Japan. So obviously in this we look at joint exercises that it is holding, and also if you look at the increasing assertiveness and growing footprint of Chinese Navy, it has become very important to increase the naval warfare capabilities of India. And that is why a lot of different projects, right from surface ships, subsurface ships to the air navigation, or we can say air attack capacities of Indian Navy is being conducted. That is all for this particular topic. Thank you very much.